August 2015, Dubai Cricket Stadium. On his first visit to the UAE, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi was being introduced to his diaspora in the Gulf by one of his most ardent followers. As a blind follower of Modi ji, if you want tiger's milk, I will give you that also. This follower was Bavagatu Raghuram Shetty, popularly known as BR Shetty, the most famous and successful Kannadiga from India in the UAE. But today, Shetty has fled the United Arab Emirates, his home of 30 years. The Central Bank of UAE has frozen his accounts after he was embroiled in a financial scam. And the Emirates police and forensic investigators try to find his assets so as to enable repayment to over 80 financial institutions his companies owe money to. As he sits in his Udupi home hiding from the law, the 77-year-old Shetty must be wondering, what if I had stayed back in India and pursued my other dream, politics? 50 years ago, while contesting Udupi's municipal elections for Janasangh, from where he won 2 terms, the 26-year-old Shetty met not one but 2 future prime ministers, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, who campaigned for him, and along with whom was 16-year-old Narendra Modi. Back in the 70s, Shetty, a qualified pharmacist from Manipal University, became a distributor for a Pune-based pharmaceutical company in Udupi. Because he spent most of his time in politics, his business suffered and he couldn't earn enough to get his sister married. Eventually going to a bank, "Sir, I need loan for my sister's wedding." To be able to repay the debt quicker, he decided to try his luck in the newly formed United Arab Emirates, which for many Keralites seemed to be the land of opportunity. What will you do here with just $8 in your pocket? I will make millions with these $8. Shetty started as Abu Dhabi's first outdoor medical representative, driving around in his Mazda 323, carrying his Samsonite bag full of medicines, visiting clinic after clinic under the hot sun. When he would get back home, Shetty would wash the shirt he was wearing, dry it overnight, and then wear it again the next day. Within a year, he paid back the loan he had taken for his sister's marriage. Free of debt, in 1975, he opened a clinic and pharmacy in a 2-room apartment, calling it New Medical Center (NMC). The first doctor was his wife, Chandrakumari Shetty. Even while running the business, BR Shetty would drive the ambulance and also help the cleaning staff on occasion. The same NMC Health went on to become a healthcare giant, employing over 2,000 doctors across 45 hospitals. Its 2012 IPO in the London Stock Exchange, the first for an Abu Dhabi-based company, was a blockbuster, raising £117 million. The businessman in him then smelt another opportunity in the long queues of migrant workers lining up to send money back home. In 1980, he launched money remittance firm UAE Exchange, charging less than other banks at the time, and grew to become a market leader, handling 6.5% of total global remittances. Eventually expanding to 850 branches in 31 countries, known as Unimoney outside the UAE, with a subsidiary Express Money headquartered in London in 1999. In 2014, he acquired one of the largest UK-based foreign exchange companies, Travelex, at a price of £1 billion. The various finance companies were later brought under a single umbrella of Finabra. Meanwhile, in 2003, Shetty had begun forward integrating his medical business by setting up Neo Pharma, a state-of-the-art drug manufacturing facility in Abu Dhabi, contract manufacturing for international pharmaceutical companies like Merck, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Boots UK and others. One of the company's first joint ventures was with the Bengaluru-based biologics company Biocon in 2007, called Neo Biocon. With already 2,100 hospital beds in the UAE, Shetty in 2013 began to look at India for his next phase of growth. Buying hospitals in Kerala, the SUT Hospital Pathom in Thiruvananthapuram, and in February 2018, Odisha's first super speciality corporate health center, Kalinga Hospital in Bhubaneswar, for about 200 crore. And acquiring Mumbai's first 7-star, 1,500-bed swanky Seven Hills Hospital for an undisclosed amount. Interestingly, the 1,300 crore debt-laden Seven Hills was also eyed by Nita Ambani's Reliance Foundation, but she dropped out at the last minute. In between, he took over many other failing hospitals, invested in them and turned them around. His plan was to operationalize 20,000 hospital beds in India at an average spend of 1 crore a bed within the next 5 to 10 years. The target was hugely overambitious. Even India's largest hospital chain operator, Apollo Hospitals, took 30 years to grow to 10,000 beds. Then in a space of a year, in a typical move overambitious entrepreneurs make, he bought at the other end of the country a completely unrelated business, the 180-year-old Assam company engaged in tea and oil and gas exploration for over 1,000 crore and 250 acres of coffee plantations in Karnataka. We have seen in our earlier videos on Anil Ambani and Vijay Mallya too how their forays into unrelated businesses led to their downfalls. Like many billionaires with humble beginnings, Shetty respected his roots and his struggles, religiously visiting his hometown and family in India, helping with jobs or housing in the UAE innumerable times, especially to youngsters from his native region, still keeping his Samsonite bag from his MR days to remind him of tough times. But like most of them too, never shied away from displaying his wealth, keeping a fleet of Rolls-Royce, a private jet, or buying 2 whole floors in the Burj Khalifa. But flamboyance took on another level when once after a concert by singer Yasudas, he jumped on stage and, "I was so moved by your performance that I want to give you the keys to my Rolls-Royce," and wanted just like everyone else to get into the Indian film industry. "Mohan Lal will star in my remake of Mahabharata with a budget of 1,000 crore. He could afford to give away a Rolls or make a mega budget movie. Because this young man from the Tulu-speaking Bunt community went on to create a personal fortune of $4.2 billion, becoming the brightest Kannadiga star in the Arabian sky, with his company's 2018 profits soaring to $252 million on revenues of $2 billion. In 2005, he was decorated with the highest award, Order of Abu Dhabi, a badge he still wears every day. Then being honoured by the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman in 2007 and the Padma Shri 2 years later. After more than 4 decades of hard work, in 2017, Shetty stepped down as CEO of NMC Health and decided to devote more time to philanthropy. Like his Neo Biocon partner Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, he too in 2017 took the Giving Pledge, a campaign led by Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. "I commit to donate at least half my personal fortune to charity," giving charge of his empire to the brothers Prashant and Pramod Mangad, making them CEO of NMC Health and UAE Exchange respectively. The Mangad brothers hail from Nimara in Palakkad, Kerala, and started their careers as chartered accountants. Prashant worked at Kotak Mahindra as the operations head for Kerala, Tamil Nadu, while Pramod started as the internal controls assistant manager at Alstom Limited. Joining Shetty in 2003, quickly winning trust and positions in the NMC empire. Prashant proved his worth when he successfully listed NMC Health in London in 2012, the first for any Abu Dhabi-based company. The stock jumped almost 20-fold in the following years, with a peak market capitalization at above $10 billion in 2018. Pramod followed his brother several years later with the FTSE listing of Flamboyant in May 2019. Its market value too scaled heights, reaching a peak of about $1.8 billion in December that year. All seemed to be going well till August 7, 2019, when a Twitter handle promised an ambiguous expose.
"Soon, we will publish a report about an accounting fiasco at a London-listed firm."
Muddy Waters is a controversial research firm run by short seller Carson Block, who has made a name exposing accounting frauds in Chinese public companies.
We had tweeted an innocuous comment, but NMC happened to drop significantly on the tweet. Did the market know something wasn't right at the company?
A few months later in December 2019, Muddy Waters revealed in a report that NMC Health's actual debt was $6.6 billion, far higher than the $2.1 billion it had initially thought. As the stock tumbled, Shetty's empire crumbled like a house of cards. In March 2020, Shetty's other LSE-listed stock, the financial services firm Flamboyant, revealed
at least $100 million may have been used to finance a third-party borrowing.
Top executives at both firms have either resigned or been sacked, and LSE has suspended trading in the stock of both companies, NMC Health and Flamboyant. While Shetty himself is facing criminal charges in Abu Dhabi for alleged fraud and forgery. On March 24th, NMC Health admitted to the LSE the true extent of the group's debt of $6.6 billion, comprising over 75 debt facilities from over 80 financial institutions. Returning to India on the pretext of his elder brother's health, Shetty is still in the country due to lockdown. But since he also owes a large amount of money to an Indian bank, to protect which a Bengaluru court, Mr. Shetty and his wife are barred from selling or transferring their 16 properties against which they took a loan of 1,192 crore. The bank has now approached the High Court to restrain him from selling or transferring all his properties and not just the 16 against which loans were taken. Did Shetty know the true extent of the financial problems, or did the Mangad brothers keep him in the dark? It seems unlikely that a self-made man who anyway promised to donate half his wealth to charity would purposefully default on loans. But surely some of his expensive purchases played a part, like his $1.3 billion purchase of Travelex, the purchase of Seven Hills Hospital including their debt of $200 million, the $150 million purchase of Assam Tea Company, and other millions spent buying hospitals and coffee estates. Shetty accuses the Mangad brothers for the problems. I will do everything in my powers to bring the people who have misused my trust. I will go to the last drop of my blood to bring them back by the neck. Filing criminal cases in the Federal Court of Abu Dhabi against the brothers and 10 other executives. That he is planning to sell Neo Pharma for between $700 million to $1 billion and pay off some of the debt shows he will not sit back and let his hard-earned name be tarnished forever. But with over $6 billion in loans, even his best efforts may not be good enough. Would those for whom he was ready to milk even a tiger help him during this time? Or throw him in the mouth of the falcon? Bisbo's limerick. UAE's biggest Kannadiga was BR Shetty. His business empire had a footprint of a Yeti. But soon some bets turned into bad debts. Now who's to blame is a question that is sweaty. Subscribe to Bisbo and click on the bell icon to get notified whenever Bisbo releases a new video. Sources of all our information is listed in the video description section.